Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And tonight's content, to end up this weekend, we're going to do something that I think needs to be done. McCarthy may have actually pulled something off and gotten the FBI to actually give up the details that they were looking for through threat of contempt of Congress. I will be the first one to tell you if someone's full of it. I'll also be the first one to tell you when. Wow, that actually impressed me. And everything is linked in the description box below. And we have got to talk about this because this has pretty big ramifications. Now, if you are new or you're a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn that notification bell on. We have some freedom to spread, of which we do twice daily. And we'd love to have you along. And thank you in advance for considering to do that. Now, my brothers and sisters, last week we did something around what I flat out said on this channel, that McCarthy was trying to buy votes in the right side of the aisle by going after a contempt of Congress charge for the FBI Director Christopher Wray around VP Biden's criminal dealings for pay-to-play and bribery for politics. That's essentially what the entire point was. In that video, I did say, I doubt if anything's going to happen. It sounds like it's kind of pandering for votes for the debt deal. Well, wouldn't you know it, this is what we talked about, because there actually is an outcome that they wanted.
Comer subpoenaed the document that he's requested. We have jurisdiction over the FBI, which they seem to act like we do not. I personally called Director Wray and told him he needs to send that document. Today is the deadline. So let me not just tell you, let me tell Director Christopher Wray right here, right now. If he misses the deadline today, I am prepared to move contempt charges in Congress against him. We have jurisdiction over this. He can send us that document. We have the right to look at that, Republicans and Democrats alike in that committee. And if he does not follow through with the law, we will move contempt charges against Christopher Wray and the FBI.
You know what he said?
All right, so that is what it is. That's a political threat. Now, like I said prior, before that clip, I did not expect anything to come from that. I honestly thought the FBI was going to go, okay, anyway, whatever. Which they originally tried to do, but look at what the newest news is coming in tomorrow. FBI will bring document alleging Biden criminal bribery scheme to Capitol Hill, but a major question remains. This came out June 2nd. So the interesting part about this is this going to be the smoking gun that something is found around bribery, as what the Republican Oversight Committee is saying is there? Again, I'm not there. I'm just reporting on what's going on. But what does that do to all the executive actions that Biden has put in place over gun control? What does that do to the ghost gun regulations? What does that do to the pistol brace regulations? What about all the different pieces that Biden has overstepped his authority through the executive branch? And how does that trickle down? Because the one really good thing, if you're a gun controller, is you can overuse the executive branch. The only really bad thing if you're a gun controller, if you overuse the executive branch, then you get caught in something else corrupt and you get in some sort of political trouble, it can be rescinded even more easily because your fingerprints are on it. And that's why I'm covering this. So let me show you what they're actually going to bring tomorrow. This is happening on Monday, and we'll be following it. FBI Director Christopher Wray will allow congressional investigators to view a document related to alleged criminal activity involving President Joe Biden. Now, of course, the word allow congressional oversight kind of speaks to who's really in charge of this whole thing anyway. But like I said, let me continue. I'm just showing you what's happening and how this could affect our gun rights. Because again, the ATF was heavily utilized through the DOJ, through Biden. If Biden's in trouble, that filters down pretty easy. Let's keep going. Last month, the House Oversight Committee demanded that Wray turn over a copy of the FBI document that allegedly shows evidence that Biden, as vice president, was engaged in a criminal bribery scheme that involves an exchange of money for policy decisions. That's an impeachable offense, easily. Going into an election year when he's running for president, and you're talking about the congressional down the ballot options, that's going to have ramifications. You just saw Trump go through it last time. That's a big deal. And again, look at how that would affect the Second Amendment and the rights and the voting and all the congressional makeup. This is not just a rumor, a myth, a lore. This is now officially happening tomorrow. The ramifications are massive, and that's what we look at on this channel. The why, and more importantly, we focus on the details. This is the last thing I'll show you. The FBI had previously refused to give Congress any access to the document. Bureau officials said the decision was necessary to protect confidential human sources. Well, amazing how that went out the window. And now kind of wrapping this content up. The reason that I show you this is on the surface, it only looks like it's a political ploy and it's against Biden from the Republicans. When you dive in a little bit deeper, you kind of look at the details and then you zoom out at the implications. Again, on the Second Amendment, the executive branch has been overutilized and, in my opinion, weaponized against gun owners and our Second Amendment rights. Well, if the person driving the train doing that gets in some significant trouble, and this does turn out to be something, it's going to filter down, as I mentioned, and it's going to be able to be rescinded a lot easier. Again, pistol brace rule, ghost gun rule, all the different executive actions the Biden administration put in place. Now, that's the first part. The second part here, and this is the interesting thing, McCarthy threatened Christopher Wray in order to get that document forward through contempt of Congress charges. And it actually worked. We'll see where it goes. But the idea that McCarthy was able to pull this rabbit out of a hat and actually stick to his guns enough to get Wray to do it, I'll leave that to the comments field, what you guys think below. But it's definitely interesting because, like I said, I thought this was smoke and mirrors and a bunch of pounding of chest. And it turns out that at least for tomorrow, that document will be viewed. Where it goes from there, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the content below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.